Welcome to the kidsministry.blog podcast. Every episode, we share ideas, tips, and resources to help your children's ministry thrive.
Okay, let's get into this. Listener, you asked us to really look at this kids ministry blog article, crafts that won't make you cry much. And what jumped out right away, I think we can all relate, is that feeling, right? You see this perfect craft on Pinterest, and then you try it with kids, and, well, it ends up a bit sticky, maybe abstract.
Exactly.
But what if that messy reality, that glue-covered chaos, is actually where the real learning happens?
Right. And that's our mission here, really.
Yeah.
To dig into why these crafts that, let's be honest, often look like a disaster, why they're actually seen as successful in this context. What's the deeper thing here? The nugget of truth for anyone trying to teach or connect, especially with kids.
Yeah.
It's about maybe shifting how we look at it.
Yeah.
Away from the perfect product towards what's really going on with engagement, with learning.
Totally. The article just lays it out there. Pinterest is a liar, which made me chuckle.
Yeah.
Because it's so true. The stuff kids actually make often looks like it was, quote, made during an earthquake.
That's a great description.
But here's the thing, right? The kids are still learning. They're engaged. Even if the sheep looks more like a blob. Let's talk specifics, like paper plate, everything. Sounds simple.
Classic.
But you can make anything. The example was God's creation wheels. Kids draw things God made. Did they draw cars? Smartphones? Yep.
Of course they did.
But it didn't matter. Like Tommy, who made his backwards, he just held up and spun around himself instead. He was still thinking about it, you know?
That's fascinating. It really shows how the craft, it's not the end goal. It's more like the vehicle, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Gets those conversations going. It's kind of low stakes creativity. Hands are busy, so the mind is actually freer to grapple with the bigger ideas.
And that cotton ball sheep, such a classic. The article calls it a rite of passage.
Definitely.
And admits they usually look more like clouds with stick legs. Accurate.
But while they're gluing and probably getting cotton balls stuck everywhere.
Everywhere. Mason apparently had them all over. To talk about Jesus is the good shepherd, that sticks. Even if Sarah adds hair bows or Emma makes a whole sheep family, the process works.
Exactly. And rock painting, too. They mentioned that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the plan might have been David and Goliath, but it quickly turned into just painting rocks, whatever they wanted. But the takeaway they highlighted was God can use ordinary things, like rocks or, kids, to do extraordinary things.
Love that. Even if it's Emma's bright pink rock or Tommy's rock of darkness.
Right. It's messy, but it's meaningful.
So it really flips our idea of a successful craft time on its head, doesn't it? Is the craft itself almost beside the point?
Almost. I mean, it's the catalyst. The article mentions coffee filter rainbows as like the one craft that always looks good.
Oh, I think I know those.
Yeah. You color, spray water, the colors bleed.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And they use that to talk about how beautiful things come from mess, like God's promises. So even the pretty outcome serves the message, not just the aesthetic.
That makes sense. And then there are the ones that don't turn out so well physically, like popsicle stick crosses.
Oh, yeah, the glue situation.
Apparently they fall apart super easily, even with tons of glue.
Been there.
But the discussion about the cross, its meaning, that sticks, even if the craft doesn't.
Exactly. The message gets through.
Okay, but I know what some listeners might be thinking. The cleanup. All that glue, the glitter.
Yes, the glitter. The eternal craft supply.
It gets everywhere.
It does. The article basically says, yeah, accept the mess. Glue on everything. Glitter in places glitter should never be. That's the price we pay for spiritual education.
Okay.
But think about handprint crafts. Parents love those, right? They go on the fridge.
Totally. A keeper.
And those handprint hearts, teaching about sharing God's love. That messy print becomes a reminder at home, reinforcing the lesson long after Sunday.
True. And seed planting. Even if half die.
Which they probably will.
That one little baby leaf sparks so much excitement. It teaches faith, growth, patience. Maybe use fast-growing seeds, though.
Good tip. But yeah, it's the wonder, even in imperfection. And when you hear about little Emma telling her mom, Jesus loves me like a shepherd loves his sheep, well,
yeah,
that makes all the glue worth it, doesn't it?
It really does. So the article's main point, the truth about craft time, is basically the craft is never really the point. The point is the conversation. It keeps little hands busy.
Creating.
While their hearts and minds work on bigger things. It's not just busy work. It's active learning.
And if you think bigger picture, that makes you wonder, right, for you listening, how can we take this lesson? The messy process, the chat, matters more than the perfect result. How do we apply that elsewhere? In our own learning, maybe, or other parts of life.
That's a great point. So this deep dive really shows that real learning, real connection, it often happens not when things are perfect, but when they're engaged and, sometimes wonderfully chaotic. So a final thought for you to chew on. What messy, imperfect things are happening in your life that might actually be sparking the most important connections or insights?
Thanks for listening. To find more ideas, tips, and resources, go to kidsministry.blog. We'll see you next time.